class, we have seen the response of single degree of freedom system to a step load like this, which I have shown by this diagram. So up to T1, you don't have a load. At T1, the force becomes suddenly of magnitude F. Then it is constant from T1 to T2, and it drops down at T2 to 0, and then it remains 0. And the response of single degree of freedom system to this kind of excitation is shown here, that is U of T. So if this is a single degree of freedom system, let me draw it for visualization. And this is K, this is C, and you are going to have mass M here. And we are looking at the response of the system U of T to the force which is shown by this graph. That U of T, that is x directional deformation of mass at any instant of time t, is given by this expression. We have derived this expression. I hope all of you are with me till this. Now let us go ahead. We did not plot this yesterday, so that's what we are going to do. We are going to consider the same old example. F is equal to 100 Newton. That means at time T1, the force becomes 100 Newton, remains 100 Newton from T1 to T2, then drops down to 0 and then remains 0. Mass is 10 kg, K is 1000 Newton per meter. T1, I have taken three cases. In case number 1, you have T1 equal to 10 seconds and T2 equal to 11 seconds. So this is only for 1 second. Then in the second case, T1 equal to 10 second and T2 equal to 15 second, and T1 equal to 10 second and T2 equal to 20 second is the third case. So I am increasing the time for which F is acting on the system. And we are going to look at the graphical representation of x directional displacement of mass M as a function of time. Now root k by m, we have already done that. We will quickly do this. Root k by m is going to turn out to be 10 radian per second, which is nothing but omega. And omega d is the damped natural frequency, which is 10 multiplied by square root of 1 minus eta square. So that turns out to be 10 multiplied by square root of 1 minus, what is eta? So eta is equal to C upon C star. Let us take C is equal to 50 kg per second. As it is less than 200 kg per second, which is C star. C star is 200 kg per second. Therefore, it is under damped system. Under damped system. Now C upon C star. So C is 50 and C star is 2m omega. 2m omega, m is 10, omega is 10. So we know that C star is 200. So 50 upon 200 is 0.25. No, I would like to have this even lesser. So instead of considering this as 50, let us consider it as 10. So 10 kg per second. So in that case, this will become 10 divided by 200. So let me put that 10 divided by 200. This is the value of eta. And then the damped natural frequency becomes 1 minus 10 divided by 200. So can someone tell me what is this value? 10 into square root of 1 minus 10 divided by 200. Please calculate and let me know the recording. 9.74. Not 9.98. It is 9.74. Yeah. Fine. So we have got the value of omega d. We have got the value of eta. What else is required for this solution? Nothing. So we have everything in our place, everything in place. And now we are going to take the same Excel sheet where we are going to plot these results. I hope my Excel sheet is visible to you. Please type your response in chat box if you are able to see the Excel. Yes. So I will call it as step and drop load. Then we are going to have first column as T in seconds. The second column is going to be, no, 1 minute. So here I am going to write down the value of T1. Okay, no, let us not do that. So T in seconds. So what I'm going to do is 0.01. So in the multiples of 0.01, or let us say in the multiples of 0.005. Let us plot this up to 11, 12 seconds. No, we have to go till 30 seconds, because in the last case we have the value of T2 is equal to 30 seconds, 20 seconds. So therefore, okay, anyway, I have taken up to 60 seconds this response. And let me consider case number 1. So I hope you are able to see this clearly. Let me consider case number 1. What is case number 1? Case number 1 is T1 is 10 and T2 is 11 seconds. So that I am going to write T1 equal to 10 seconds and T2 is equal to 11 seconds. So in all the cases, the starting time is 10 seconds. So up to 10 seconds, the response is going to be 0. So we are going to copy this till 10th second. Yeah. So till 10 seconds, the response is 0. After 10 seconds, the response is going to follow after 10 seconds to 20 seconds. So mind you, this expression is valid only when, sorry, this expression is valid only between the time, is valid beyond the time T2. Are you with me? We had 3 zones. If you remember in yesterday's class, I had shown you the 3 zones. Let me open that here. Yes, just a second. So if you look at this correctly, we have 3 responses from 0 to T1, then T1 to T2, and T2 to infinity. So 0 to T1, the response is 0. Then from T1 to T2, this is the response. So I need to take this. Let me take this, print screen. Just give me a second. This is the response. This is the response of the system from time T1 to T2. Are you with me? Please type your response. Do you remember this? This is from T1 to T2. I am waiting for the response. Yeah. And T1 to T2, let me write down the response here. Just give me a second. Yeah. So T1 to T2. So in first case, what is the value of T1? 10. And what is the value of T2? 11. So first let me mark those cells up to 11 seconds. Let me mark that point. Yeah. So up to this, I am going to have one equation for the response. And what is that equation? So that equation I am now going to write. It is exponential, that is e raised to minus eta. What is the value of eta? Eta value is 10 divided by 200 minus eta multiplied by omega. The value of omega is 10 multiplied by t minus t1. So what is the value of this multiplied by t minus t1? The value of t is in column A. So A, this is the row number A 20004 row minus T1. T1 in this case is 10. So I have written it as 10. So we have written down the first term. What is the second term? That second term I am going to write down this multiplied by. So first of all, I will have to complete this bracket. Exponential is complete. Yes. Now this multiplied by in bracket f by k. What is the value of f? So let us have a look at this. What is the value of f that we are taking? F is 100 Newton. So f is 100 divided by k. What is the value of k? K is 1000 Newton per meter. So divided by 1000 multiplied by cos of omega d, which is 9.74 into t minus t1. So in bracket I am going to have this minus t1, which is 10 seconds. This bracket complete. So first term is complete, cos omega d minus f eta omega. So minus f is 100, eta is 10 by 200, omega is 10, f eta omega divided by k, k is 1000 divided by omega d is 9.74. This multiplied by sine of omega d. So sine in bracket omega d is 9.74 multiplied by in bracket t minus t1. So t minus t1, t1 is 10 in the first case. So this completes the second bracket. So I hope I have closed all the brackets correctly. Yes. Done. And then plus f by k. So plus f is 1000, f is 100, k is 1000. That's what I'm going to write. So let me check. Exponential minus 10 in by 200 into 10 into, this is correct. This value seems bit off. 199 mm. Can it occur in just a time of 10.005? Just give me a second. Let me cross verify. Exponential eta omega. That is correct. Bracket complete. Then 100 by 1000. This minus sign is missing here. That's what. So this minus sign. I hope nowhere else is minus sign is missing. No, here I have taken minus sign into consideration. Yep. Now it seems okay. And now this I have to continue till 10 to 11 seconds because this is the response from T1 to T2. Are you with me? Please type your response in chat box. Have you understood this? Yes. Okay. Now let us go ahead and write down the response from T2 onwards. So T2 onwards, the response is quite complicated, but We will have to write it for once. So let us do it. This is the response after T2. So the first term is going to remain same. In the second term, we have to replace T1 by T2. So what I am going to do is I am going to copy this expression. So this expression is copied as it is. And then I am going to write it here. The first term remains as it is. This expression remains as it is. इसमें से minus करना है, and I am going to copy the same expression again, and I am going to complete the bracket. But in everywhere, instead of 10, I am now going to write down 11 because 11 is the value of T2. So in the second expression, I have to replace this by 11. So wherever there is T minus T1, I am going to replace it by 11. I am going to replace 10 by 11. Are you with me? Please tell me if you are with me. Type your response in chat box, then we will go ahead. Yes. So, yes. So I have, now I have the entire response. So let me plot it. So insert a scatter. Just give me a second. Let me plot it somewhere here. Yes. So this is the graph for case A, where T1 is equal to 10 second and T2 is equal to 11 second. Now you can observe from 10 to 11 seconds, you see that the vibration is occurring about some other point. I think it is better that we don't go up to 60 seconds. We can stop all this together at somewhere close to 20 seconds itself. So let me delete everything after 30 seconds, not 20. So after 25 seconds, or I'm going to delete everything. So we are going to see the response only up to 20 seconds, 25 seconds. Or 29 seconds, that's all right. And let us have a look at this graph. Yeah, now it is much better. So you can see that from 10 to 11 second, the vibration is occurring about different mean. That is 0.1. 0.1 is F by K. So as we expected in yesterday's class, the vibration is taking about 0.1 second up to 11 second. But before this vibration gets dampened up, you have the drop in the load. So once the drop occurs, then the mean shifts to zero location and then the vibration takes place around the zero mean and ultimately it comes to rest. Vedang, can you unmute yourself? Now, as this is a discussion part, I want someone to speak. So, Vedang, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Have you understood this graph?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now we are going to deal with the second case, and I am going to show you how the graph looks like for the second case. What is the second case? T1 is 10 seconds and T2 is 15 seconds. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
देखो यहाँ पे हमने सेकंड केस क्या मार्क किया है. We have T1 equal to 10 second and T2 equal to 15 seconds. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So this expression mostly remains, this calculation mostly remains similar, except now this expression will go as it is up to 15 seconds. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So let me take it up to 15 seconds as it is. So so up to 15 seconds, I'm going to use this expression, which is the response of a system from T1 to T2. And after that, I'm going to use the another expression which is already there. The only thing that I need to do from here onwards is I need to change that 11 to 15. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
So I will do that. In the second part, this 11 needs to be changed to 15. So that's what I'm doing. Wherever there is 11, that I'm going to change it to 15. Everything else remains as it is. So that's done. And now we are going to plot a graph of column A versus column C. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So let me hide this. Let me see if I hide this, it will be easy for me to plot the graph. 1 minute. This against this. Scatter. What is this? Just a minute. Just a second. Just to go. So see, we have made some mistake. Otherwise, the graph won't come like this. So let us see what is the mistake. So while writing down the expression, we must have made some mistake. So let us see where it is. 1 minute. So this is the first one. जरा देखो क्या गड़बड़ की है. This expression is plus f by k. It is minus here, minus eta omega t. So minus eta omega t, that's correct. Minus expression cos of omega d into t, that's correct. Then minus 100 into 10. What is 100? Yes, 100 into 10 by 200, that is correct. Into 10 is omega, divided by k is 1000, divided by omega, that is correct. Sine of omega dt, this is also correct. Yes. So here we have made some mistake. Now I got the mistake. देखो या इस expression में क्या हुआ है? When I copied this means I should have copied the formula as it is, and I should have pasted it here. So 1 minute. The problem is the cell has become, instead of A, it has become B. That's the problem. So this has been taken up to, this has to be taken up to 15 seconds. So let me do that. Just give me a second. Please maintain some patience. I know it is tedious, but just a second. This is done. And here also, what I have done, I have to copy this entire expression. So expression is copied, enter. And I have to paste it here, Control V. And I have to replace 11 by 15. So let me replace that, 11 by 15. 15 and 15. It's replaced. Now Yes. This was the first graph. Look at the second graph. Are you able to see this, Veda?
Yes, sir.
So that's what we expected. Do you remember that?
Yes, sir.
देखो, 0.1 is the value of static deformation under F. F is 1000 and K, sorry, F is 100 and K is 1000. So what is 100 by 1000? F by K static deformation that has turned
One.
out to be 0.1. Are you with me?
Yes. Yes.
So as I said, from 10 to 15 seconds, you will experience the vibration around 0.1. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And when load drops down, the vibration will shift and it will become around 0. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So that's what we are observed. But here also you will see before this vibration decays down, the force has suddenly dropped. Happy?
Yes.
Now we will go ahead with the third case, and that is uh, T1 is equal to T1 is equal to 10 seconds and T2 is equal to how much is T2?
15
T2 is
seconds.
equal to 20 seconds. Are you with me?
Okay. Okay. Yes.
So this is the next case that we are going to deal with. So what is going to happen here? Or let us take even more. Let us take it 25 seconds. Are you with me? So let me alter
Yes, sir.
the third case. So let me take it as 25 seconds. Happy?
Yes, sir.
And let me show you the plot. This is going to be same as this. This is okay up to 10 seconds, no problem. However, after 10 seconds, I need to copy the formula from here. I need to say the formula that goes up to 25 seconds. Do you agree with me? Up to 25
Yes, sir.
seconds, T2, we are going to use this formula. So let me do that. Yes, up to 25 seconds, I have used that formula. And then from 25 seconds on second onwards, I'm going to use another formula, which is this formula itself, but I will now have to replace 15 by 25. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So in this formula, wherever there is 15, I am going to replace it by 25 because that is the value of T2 now. So 3 places I have done the replacement. After replacement, this is the answer. Yes. And now I need to plot this. So again, I'm going to hide this versus this, insert, scatter. Now, do you observe the difference now?
Yes, sir.
Uh, the force F was suddenly applied at 10 seconds and it remained constant up to 25 seconds. Do you agree with me? So as the
Yes.
gap between 10 and 25 seconds is very large, there was due to sudden application of F, there was the oscillation. That oscillation ceased to occur and the deformation settled at static deformation, which is equal to 0.1. Happy?
Yes, sir.
But then when there was a sudden drop, again the oscillation started. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So did we expect same kind of result, same kind of plot in our yesterday's end of the class? We had drawn this. We had a gut feeling. ये कैसे दिखना चाहिए? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this was about the response of single degree of freedom system to a step excitation, a step and drop excitation. Now in today's class, we still have around 15 minutes. So we are going to start with a new form of excitation, and that is called as sinusoidal or cosine excitation. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So let us do that. We are going to do that very quickly here now. See, we have a system. Stiffness is K. It is underdamped system. So I am saying that this C is less than C star. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Then you have mass M, and it has been subjected to a force F of T, which is periodic in nature. And how does it look like? It looks something like this. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Now, can you tell me how do I describe this force? So this force will be described as A sine lambda T. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So what will be this value? Can you tell me? This value will be plus A. And what will be this value? This value will be also
Minus A.
but on minus side. Are you with me?
Yes.
Why? Because
Yes.
the sine lambda t can take the values between 0 to 1. So maximum value of f of t is going to be a, and minimum value is going to be minus a. So sine lambda t takes the values between minus 1 and 1. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now this is the function. This is the forcing function. How does this system respond? So what we need to find out? We need to find out u of t. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
What is the governing differential equation? Mu double dot plus cu dot plus ku, happy,
Yes, sir.
is equal to a sine lambda t. This is the governing differential equation. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And now, how do we go ahead? What should we do next? Follow? Is this a homogeneous differential equation or non-homogeneous differential? As the right hand side is not zero, it is non-homogeneous differential equation. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Now, how do we solve for it? So first of all, we will have to find general solution of this equation is the summation of complementary function plus particular integral. Do you agree with me?
Yes. Yes, sir.
ये हमने direct delta function के लिए भी ऐसे ही किया था, if you remember.
Yes, sir.
Out of that complementary function is arrived on the basis of solution of the expression mu double dot plus cu dot plus ku equal to 0. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
It is as if it is a homogeneous differential equation. जो solution आएगा, that is complementary function. So how do I write complementary function then? Then complementary function, we already know that we have solved this equation. U of t looks something like this. It is C1 cos, oh, I'm sorry, e raised to minus eta omega t, right, into
Yes.
C1 cos omega dt, happy,
Yes, sir.
plus C2 sin omega dt. This is how the complementary function looks like. Happy?
Yes, sir.
And now how to find out particular integral? So particular integral is any particular solution of the parent differential equation. ये जो equation है इसका कोई भी solution. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Now how do we guess this solution? So there are rigorous methods about that, but we will do it by trial and error now. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So now I want u in such a fashion that if I substitute that value of u in the parent equation, on right hand side I should obtain a sine lambda t. Happy?
Yes, sir.
हाँ, तो कैसे करेंगे बताओ? Let us take few trials. Are you with me? This
Yes.
is very crude method of finding out pi, but I am going to do that because we are not going to dwell upon robust mathematics here. No, we have to solve this problem one time, and then we have to give it to physics, physical interpretations. Are you with me?
Yes.
Okay. So if I choose u as some function sine kt, no, not kt. Let me call it as sine alpha t. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So what is u dot? Tell me. Alpha sine alpha t.
Alpha. Sir,
Happy?
sir, cos.
I'm sorry. Alpha cos alpha t. Happy?
Yes, sir.
And what is u? What is u double dot? Nothing
Minus
but
alpha square sine alpha t.
alpha square sine alpha t. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
हाँ चलो, अब ये अगर मैं यहाँ पे प्लग कर देता हूँ तो देर इज नो वे that I can have cos alpha t term vanishing. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Or let us do one thing. Let us find out the response of the system to a sin lambda t plus b cos lambda t. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Let us find the response of the system to this, which is a periodic function. Now, let me substitute these values back here. So what do I get? M alpha square, are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Plus K sin alpha t.
Yes, sir.
देखो जैसे ही ये वैल्यू मैं यहाँ पे सब्स्टिट्यूट करने वाला हूँ, u is also sin alpha t and u double dot is alpha square sin alpha t. So sin alpha t taken common, this m gets multiplied by alpha square, so I get minus m alpha square plus k. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
And what is cu dot? Plus c alpha cos alpha t. Happy?
Yes.
This has to be equal to a sin lambda t, a sin lambda t plus b cos alpha t. Happy?
Yes.
b cos lambda t. है कि नहीं? तो यहाँ पे sin alpha t है, यहाँ पे cos alpha t है. So what is the what do we understand about uh, uh, what do we understand about lambda? Lambda alpha क्या होना चाहिए? Alpha must be equal to lambda. Do you agree with me?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, that is one thing. Now if alpha is equal to lambda, I get another thing. A must be equal to minus m lambda square plus k. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
And b must be equal to what? Tell me. B must be equal to C lambda. C
C
lambda.
lambda.
Happy? Where C is damping coefficient, M is mass, K is stiffness of the system. Are
Yes.
you with me? So now I am.
Yes.
Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
ओके लेकिन यहाँ पे हमें ए और बी की वैल्यू नहीं निकालनी थी. जस्ट गिव मी अ सेकेंड. सो नाउ ओके how should I choose u so that I get a sin lambda t plus b cos lambda t is the question.
Do we have any specific conditions?
No. Okay, just give me a second. तो चलो बेस्ड ऑन दिस अब जरा यहाँ पे ध्यान दो. इफ आई चूज u इक्वल टू यहाँ पे c अल्फा से डिवाइड होना चाहिए एंड यहाँ पे इट शुड गेट डिवाइडेड बाय Oof. Okay, difficult task. U is equal to m alpha square plus k. Mm, okay, frankly, I have got blank. So let us do one thing. Let us stop here for today, and tomorrow onwards we will go ahead with this. But I will tell you the path, and then we are going to start tomorrow. So what is the path? So all the effort that I am going to now invest is in finding out this pi. Are you with me?
Yes,
Without,
sir.
yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
uh, once I get that pi, I am simply going to add that in CF, and then I am going to use the boundary conditions for CF plus pi. So for general solution, I will use the boundary conditions. I will get two constants C1 and C2. My solution is ready. I am going to take the same problem and I am going to plot the solution. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So this is the next path. And in next path, now we are going to do an interesting thing. As this is a periodic forcing function, I will take this lambda close to omega, which is the natural frequency of the system. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And you will observe that instead of having the response of diminishing magnitude, you will have the response of exponentially increasing magnitude. And that phenomena is called as resonance. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
When the forcing frequency is equal to the system's own natural frequency, then what occurs is called as resonance. And I will prove to you that in the solution of this expression, if I substitute lambda close to omega, you will see that the solution never decays. It in fact exponentially grows. So we would like to have the solution of this pattern. Are you with me? But instead of that, you will see the solution of this pattern till the failure occurs. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And that is because of resonance. I'm going to give you the example of resonance to you this today, and then we are going to stop. I don't remember where that bridge was, but there was a military march going on the bridge, and uh, in their march they were synchronous so enough that their frequency means they were synchronous in such a fashion that their frequency of 1212 it matched with the natural frequency of the bridge, and the bridge collapsed. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So probably I will show you that video to you in the next class when we talk about the resonance. From that time onwards, military decided that when they are crossing a structure like bridge, they will not cross it in a synchronous manner. They will cross it in an asynchronous manner. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
That's how critical the phenomena of resonance is. So we have now matured enough. We have handled all other forces, and now we are handling a sinusoidal or periodic force. And we are going to talk about the resonance phenomena from next class onwards. Today we are going to stop. I got blank. Sorry, otherwise we would have completed this expression. Anyway, we will do it in the next class.
Okay, sir.